my days, dude. Oh my days.
Ekasi Esports Podcast, episode 4. Hey, what's up, ladies and gents? Welcome to the Ekasi Esports Podcast. I'm your host, Perfect, and I'm not alone today. I'm with my main man, as usual, Mr. Jude.
Yes, sir. How you? I'm all good, man. How you doing?
I'm good. It's a cool morning. It's a bit hot these days. I'm lying. It's not cool. It's a bit hot. Well, on this side of town, it's hot. Like it's
Dude, it's hot
scorching.
everywhere, dude. It really is hot everywhere. Like I went out yesterday. Yeah, I took a couple of steps and I was already sweating, man. I'm like, no.
Yeah, same.
No one should be walking out in this weather, dude.
Yeah, you see, this is why I'm not a big fan of hot weather. I prefer cold weather, like autumn, winter.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first stages of winter, not like the cold, freezing stages of winter. 'Cause I also don't like it when it's too cold. But
Nah, man, I don't like it when it's too cold. When it's too cold, I'm just unnaturally sick. But that's besides the point.
But yeah. Welcome to the podcast. This is where me and Jude basically talk about topics around gaming, tech, and esports. Basically, you guys will get to hear some geek talk from two regular South African gamers and geeks and tech.
You basically hear what we have to say about certain topics, and we make sure that we do our due diligence and look for information so that we're not giving you guys false information and that you actually learn from what we're saying.
Yeah, and plus we're not experts, you see, so that's the disclaimer for it. We're not experts. Like Jude said, we're just giving our 2 cents on these topics, and so I guess we can jump. Before we jump into it today, there's a couple of things that we just have to get through. Firstly, last week you spoke about I'm sure you guys can see, if you guys were here in the first 3 episodes, I'm sure you guys can see something different about today's setup. I've got some I don't know, is it the t-shirt? I don't know, did I change my t-shirt or something? I think I changed my t-shirt.
I mean, you do have a new you do have a new t-shirt, man. It's...
But nah, I'm wearing the Red Dragon icon headsets, which we were giving away this past week. We announced the winner yesterday on our socials. So if you guys didn't catch that, you can head over to our socials, which is at Ekasi Esports on across all social media platforms. We're giving away these babies, and if you missed it, unfortunately the giveaway is closed and the winner has been announced. So shout out to Jordan Kinshela. He's the person who won these fantastic headsets, and we hope you enjoy them. Jordan, if you're watching this. But yeah, they were just too good. Our friends at Red Dragon also sent us a page just so we could play around with them. And yes, clearly, I was taken away.
Clearly, you are enjoying them.
Yeah, I tried to dish my previous headsets. I'm like, dog, ish.
That sounds too nice.
There's a new girl in town. I'm sorry. Wow, but so we gave away these fantastic headsets, and I hope Jordan enjoys them, and
Yeah, definitely, man.
He mentioned that he plays Apex. He's gonna play Apex with them. So
cool.
Yeah,
so Jordan, you might want to hit either of us up. We wouldn't mind playing some ranked with you.
Def.
Definitely.
Road to Pred. Oh my god, my heart breaks every time I think about that. But hey, one day is one day. One day is one day.
One day is one day, man. A man can only dream.
Yeah, but yeah, in today's episode, we were going to be talking about Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, Grand Theft Auto, and
it's not 5 remastered, is it?
No. Got really dog. I mean, we've been waiting for a minute. I mean,
yeah.
This is the longest we've spent waiting for a GTA game ever since GTA started. Like, okay, I started playing from I started playing from GTA 3, right? And obviously I didn't play them on release, but like when I looked at the timelines and saw how much time it took for Rockstar to release the next GTA game, it was like in the beginning, the first like years, it was like a year or 2. And then it went up to like 3, I think 3 years, like from Vice City to San Andreas. That was like how many years? 3 years?
About there.
Around about that time. And then then we went from San Andreas to 4. And then I think the longest we spent was 5 years, which is from 4 to 5.
4 to 5, yeah.
Yeah, GTA 5 was released in 2013, dog.
2013, man. Can
now
you imagine?
That makes you feel old.
Dude, that building is still being built.
Bruv. Like, that really makes you feel old. Like,
yeah.
2013, we're almost approaching 10 years since
since the
GTA.
release of GTA 5.
Yeah, and
And there have only been remastered versions of the game.
it's been remastered every
Dude,
time. Like I honestly thought when the PlayStation 5, like the next, like these current gen consoles were being released, I thought like Rockstar was gonna jump on that wave and be like,
and be like, yo, we releasing GTA 6. Hey, surprise.
but
No.
surprises, it's gonna be ported over to the new gen consoles. Yay!
uh,
And now they actually released something new. Earlier this month, they announced the GTA Trilogy, the remastered version, yeah, of the like the first 3D version of the game. Because like before GTA 3, the games were in 2D, right? They were
2D.
2D.
Yeah.
So the first three games that were in 3D was GTA 3, GTA Vice City, and GTA San Andreas. And for I guess for the OG GTA fans, we know that the stories are all connected, right?
Yeah.
From Vice City to
Well, from my point of view,
Mhm.
I never really played Vice City. So,
Yeah, you
yeah.
did. Yeah, I know. I
Yeah.
mean, I keep on giving you crap for not playing that game.
Yeah, I know. But in
Mhm.
all fairness, I played 3 and
Yeah.
San Andreas, I played all of them. But in all fairness, I should have probably played Vice City,
Yes, definitely.
but
Like you missed out, bro. Honestly, like okay, personally, like on as my personal opinion, I can't decide, but like I can't decide which one is the best. But my favorite games, like in the GTA series, oh, maybe my favorite games of all time has to be GTA San Andreas and GTA Vice City. Those ones are like neck and neck. One of my favorite games, like when it comes like open world games and all that. So Vice City is up there for me. Vice City is up there, and I want to mention a couple of reasons as we get into the discussions. But yeah, definitely Vice City was one of the dopest and one of the goats within the series. So
I mean, there was a point in time where I wanted to get it, because
mhm,
I recently got a new PSP. I think I was like 11 or 13,
mhm,
somewhere around there, yeah. And I wanted to get
mhm,
Vice City, so I into BT Games, man. The look
mhm.
they gave me, as they told my mom, no.
Well, on PSP,
Hey,
we
yeah,
had
on
we had Vice City Stories, which is a
Stories, yeah, Vice
different
City Stories. Yeah,
iteration
it's
of the
it's a
game.
different one. It's a different
Mm,
one, but it was as close to Vice City as I was gonna
mm.
get. So
But
you
it's
know,
actually the prequel. Like if you follow the story, right? If you follow the
Mhm.
story, it's actually the prequel to Vice City. Like
Oh,
yeah, like the stories connect. Like outside of the trilogy, like the trilogy that's been announced, there's two other games which connect to the story, and that is Vice City Stories and Liberty City Stories.
Liberty Stories.
Yeah, so those also contribute to those to that trilogy. But yeah,
Uh,
the trilogy, the definitive edition was announced, and a lot of people are excited. Some people are. I feel like there's two sides
there's a
to
lot of
this.
controversy.
There's two
There's a lot of
sides. There's one side which is like super excited, thinking this is gonna be the best thing ever, and then there's another side where they don't have their expectations that high. All right.
Yeah, because people would be expecting Rockstar to be making an announcement about GTA 6, but no, releasing a remastered version of the trilogy.
To be honest, I'm not too mad because I've been meaning to play those games again. Like honestly,
Again.
I wanted to revisit Vice City and GTA 3,
Mhm.
specifically. Maybe in San Andreas later on. But I've been like I've been taking like postponing that because I was like, some of the gameplay features are not that great back then, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So I've been putting that on hold, but now I feel like with this is just gonna motivate me more to like revisit them and play them because I remember back in the day like I used to play. I think I finished these games, both of them, multiple times. Like I replayed them and finished them multiple times because I had so much fun, especially in Vice City and San Andreas. So I'm pretty excited to see these games being remastered. But at the same time, the reason, like I said, there's two sides. There's one side which is like overhyping
Yeah.
this remaster, and there's another side which is like, nah, they don't have too much excitement behind it. And I personally feel like I'm in the middle because I am excited, but at the same time, my expectations aren't that high. I don't think I'm going to be getting, some 4K versions
Yeah.
or some GTA 5 lookalike of those games. I don't think I'm going to be getting a Vice City GTA 5 version. If
Oh
you if
yeah,
you get what I mean, you know.
yeah, I get what you mean. You know,
I'm
like
not, I'm not
Vice City, but with the GTA 5 graphics.
yeah,
No.
I'm not expecting that because of a couple of things. Because of a
Hmm.
couple of things that they mentioned when they made this announcement, right? So I'm right in the middle. I'm excited to play them again. I'm excited to jump in, but I don't expect them
Anything
to
like
be oh, boom, whoosh, bang, wow,
dazzling.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
And let me show you why I'm saying that. Let me show you why I'm saying that because like I said, they made an announcement recently, right?
Hmm.
Rockstar themselves, right? And they said a couple of things, right? So if yeah, so we'll link this in the description below on
As
YouTube,
always.
as always. But yeah. So basically, they said later this month marks a very special anniversary for Rockstar Games, 20 years since the original release of Grand Theft Auto 3. Right,
Can you imagine, dude? 20 years ago.
20 years.
20 years ago, man. That's when I was born.
I think you've shown your age there, but yeah, it's been
Yeah,
20 years. So now
yeah.
obviously with this occasion, they decided to remaster the whole trilogy, like Vice City 3 and San Andreas. But I want to mention a couple of things here, right? I want to highlight a couple of things that they mentioned about the trilogy, right? So they say Grand Theft Auto, the trilogy, the definitive edition, will feature across the board upgrades, including graphical improvements and modern gameplay enhancements for all three titles, while still maintaining the classic look and feel of the originals. Right. So with that said, I'm not expecting. Basically, they didn't say they're rebuilding these games. They didn't say they didn't say these are rebuilds. They didn't say these are, they didn't say they're like going from the ground up again. So
Hmm.
meaning that we expect the same game just with better graphics and also like modern gameplay functions.
Gameplay. Yeah.
Where one thing that a lot of people were crying about when it comes to gameplay was, for example, the aiming mechanics.
Yeah, yeah. That was really horrible. Back when I was playing San Andreas on my PC,
Mhm.
there was literally no way you could aim. There was literally no way you could aim. So you have to get this third party software
Mhm.
that kind of configures the game in some way that enables you to aim and do some other things that the game doesn't natively support. And if they actually do fix that, then woo,
I
big
remember
ups to
San
them.
Andreas. Actually, San Andreas, compared to the other two, San
Hmm.
Andreas, the aiming functions were a bit better because you did lock on to the
Oh yeah,
enemies.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
then with Vice City, I remember when you played on controller or console, you could when you aim, you were taken to this first person view, and you had to like manually move the stick to your enemy, so it would not lock on. You feel me?
Mm.
But that's why I never played the games much on controller or console because I played them on PC, right? And I
Oh,
played them
okay.
on mouse and keyboard, and it just made the game a bit easier to experience and enjoy, right?
Yeah.
So this the aiming mechanics is specifically for console players. So I hope they also improve that because like maybe some people would like to play on console and controller. Not
Mhm.
everybody likes mouse and keyboard, right, to
Yeah.
play these games. So hopefully they include that because like I said, that's a big part of these games. You know what I'm saying? Shooting people.
Yes.
Shooting people is a big part of the game.
Yes, it is.
Another gameplay feature I'd like them to add, and this is specifically for GTA 3. GTA 3 never had a map. Okay, it did have a map, but like I mean,
Yeah.
there was no screen to check out the map. If you
Mm.
remember, there was
Yeah, there was.
no, yeah, you couldn't like go to options or pause the game so you can check out the map or anything to see where you are on the map. You did have a mini map, but then you didn't have like a screen dedicated for a map.
Yeah.
Which sucked. Vice City did, and San Andreas did. Oh, actually, all GTA's after 3 all had a
They
map.
basically had a map, yeah.
So that's something that I'd love to see in GTA
Mhm.
3. I mean, this is 2021. We can't have such. We can't have such.
Can't
And
have a game without a map, dude.
yeah. And another thing, another gameplay feature which I'd love for them to add, which I don't think is going to be too game breaking,
Mhm.
is swimming. You could not swim in Vice City.
Forget,
Yeah,
man. This guy can't swim.
you could
He
not swim in Vice
literally
City and San
can't
Andreas.
swim, dude.
Oh no, you could swim in
Um,
San Andreas,
yeah,
but
it's
in
three that you
three
can't swim.
in Vice City, you couldn't swim, which sucked. Because you jump in the water, you die instantly, you drown, which is crazy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, the jump from Vice City to San Andreas, I mean, a lot of people would have been saying, "Yo, man, make this man swim. I'm tired of drowning every time I see water, man. Come
Yeah.
on." So them adding swimming, I feel like that also would be a good touch, and something that I would also like in 3, specifically in 3.
Mhm.
I know it's not going to happen, yeah, but motorbikes, man, come on, can't be driving around everywhere in a
Yeah,
car.
no, I feel like they
That's
were
not
getting
happening.
ambitious there.
That's not
I feel like
happening.
we're
I know
getting
that's not
ambitious
happening.
with bikes. I think
Yeah,
it's one of those extra stuff that they might probably not add, because it wasn't
yeah,
there in the original game, so I don't think they'll add them. So
yeah, they're definitely
yeah.
not going to add them, but it's
If it was a
yeah,
rebuild, then probably
fair
they would
enough.
have
Yeah.
considered. But this is a remaster. And how I
Yeah.
like to think about it like music, right? When they
Mhm,
when they release a remastered version of a song, right? Like an old
mhm.
song, right? They're not recreating the whole album. They're not re-recording the album. They're not going back to the studio, having the artists there in the booth, re-record the song and then
Yeah.
nah. This is a remaster, so they take those old songs, they just add some some extra stuff to them, and play around, equalize. I'm sure there's more to it,
Yeah.
but they just basically make the music sound better,
Sounds
especially with
better.
modern equipment that we have, like the
Yeah.
modern headsets. You feel me? Because some
Yeah.
songs can sound flat. Some of the old
Mhm.
songs tend to sound flat. So when they say a remastered version, it just sounds way better. You get
Yeah.
the highs are a bit better, the mids, a bit more clearer, the bass is a bit more punchy in some of the songs. So
Mhm.
let's think of the remaster basically of the
Yeah.
trilogy in that sense, where it's not a rebuild. They're not adding anything new. They're not going to add too much new features or new items. It's just like new fresh coat of paint.
Yeah. Yeah. I
That's
mean,
how I'm thinking about it.
yeah, that is the same way I'm thinking about it as well. But a man can dream. Hopefully, Rockstar listens to this.
Because if you
Advice.
dream, you have your expectations too high, and
Yeah.
then it's like I'm not sure if you had these dreams, but I used to get these dreams a lot when I was a kid. Before I had a console or PC, right? When I was young,
Yeah.
right? When the PlayStation 2 was so big, then I remember I used to ask my parents for a PlayStation 2, but it was hard to convince them. And I remember I used to dream about it so hard. Like I used to dream about it. I don't know if you guys have ever had these dreams, but like when you dream, it's so real. Like it's there. I dreamt that
Mm.
I had a PlayStation. I was playing games. I was having fun, and then
And then you woke up.
what happened, right? Which is
Yeah.
really trippy. I decided to put it in the room divider, like like the old room dividers had, like you could put your DVDs and stuff like that. So yeah,
Yeah.
I put it on the room divider, and I went to bed in my dream.
Yup.
I
So it's
wake
dream in a
up.
dream.
Yeah, I wake up. I wake
Yeah.
up. Right, but some I'm waking up in real life. I'm waking up.
Oh yeah.
I go to the living room. I go to the room divider. I'm like, where's my PlayStation? Where's my PlayStation? And then I realize it's a dream. I'm like, yo, dog.
That
So you
feeling
see,
of bed.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, we can dream, but let's not dream too far. Okay,
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
dream about realistic stuff. You feel me?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't have my expectations so high, and they aren't, to be honest. Because, like I said, they're very careful of how they're saying of how they're wording this. They didn't say anything that's gonna make us go. It's
Yeah.
only the community, the gaming community is the one which is overhyping this entire thing. So
Mhm.
yeah, but yeah, we mentioned swimming. That's something that we need. Another thing I wish they would fix is the bad missions. The
Yeah.
bad missions within the game. I mean, if you have played GTA 3 and Vice City specifically, right? Even San Andreas, they did have some bad missions there.
I really did have some
You
rubbish
had
meat.
some missions where, dog, like especially in 3 and Vice City, where you have to transport stuff. Like I remember in 3, you had to transport someone in an ambulance.
Yeah.
Phew, dog,
I was difficult, man. And I think as soon as you got in that ambulance, you got like immediately like a 3-star or something like that.
people were chasing you, the gangs were chasing you. You had to
Yeah.
transport someone who had a cast all over. I can't remember the mission specifically, but I remember it was hard.
It was
You used to
mad
sweat.
difficult.
You used to
It
sweat.
was mad difficult, yeah.
Even Vice City, there was one way to rescue Lance. Or oh no, you're dressed up as cops and you need to go to the mall and destroy some shops there, and the cops are chasing you, and the cops are not forgiving, dog. In those games, They just ram you, bro. I remember there's this mission which took me an hour. Me and my brother, me and my younger brother, Koisi, used to like play them together a lot. But obviously, he would
Mhm.
have his own game saves, and I would have my own game save. So
Oh
I'd
yeah,
play my part, play a mission, finish my mission, pass him the keyboard and mouse. He's playing.
yeah,
You know,
uh,
hey,
yeah.
sibling issues, man. You have to share a computer and all that. So we have to do it. We have to do it like that. You know, and it was I remember I took an hour doing that one. And I remember the day I finished it, sheesh. I was,
Nah, man. Probably the longest mission that I took was in GTA San Andreas when you had to drive from San Andreas to, I think it was Los Venturas,
mhm.
just to take a picture of a few guys, make sure you're not caught, and then drive away,
Bro.
dude. I got caught so many times, you know.
Exactly.
I-
Maybe in such missions if they can add like a checkpoint system. Because I
yeah,
remember I saw somewhere like I think somewhere on the Reddit where people were like add a checkpoint system. So at least even if you fail, you don't even have to go back too far. Right.
yeah.
But I guess one bad thing about that is I don't know.
It makes the game easy.
Yeah, it makes the game easier. Like I mean, if you had friends around who used to play those games and you tell them, hey, I finished that. You know, you're the big
It was
man.
easy, man. Come on, it was easy.
Easy. I finished it, boy. I
Yeah.
finished it. You sister,
Exactly.
I finished it ages ago. You feel me? So there was a sense of reward when you finished it, even though it was a mission. You
Mhm,
know, it was a sense of reward. But I guess just for the newer gamers who never really played these games because they're pretty old,
mhm.
I guess a checkpoint system would be beneficial because not everyone has to suffer like that. Not everyone has to suffer like that in
I mean, we
life.
suffered growing up, so man, you know,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
might as well
yeah.
suffer as well.
Hey, I don't know, but yeah, maybe a checkpoint system if they don't want to remake the whole mission. You feel me?
Yeah.
Maybe add a checkpoint system to some of these bad missions, which were just like too much. Which were just too much.
Unnecessarily
Mhm,
difficult, man. Unnecessarily difficult, actually.
mhm.
Like, dude. But you know, we
Mhm.
got over them eventually, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, through
Mainly
the
you. Mainly you.
through the power of the gods, we got through them. We got
Yeah.
through them. So yeah, so when they say also another thing when they say graphic enhancements, right? One thing they mentioned, one thing that's been going around is that this the remake is being made on Unreal Engine, so it's not the same Rockstar engine they use for GTA 5. Hence, why I'm saying let's not expect the graphics to be GTA 5 level or GTA 5 quality because this is made on a different engine. And Unreal Engine is a good engine. Don't get it
It
twisted.
really is good. Yeah, Unreal Engine is pretty good, like graphically speaking, and also with regards to time, I can see how they managed to fit this in because Unreal Engine has a lot of resources on their own,
Mhm.
so you know you'll be able to get stuff more quickly and you know enhance stuff visually at a faster rate. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and
it's
and
like mhm.
mhm. No, continue. Sorry, I was about
So
to add.
graphically speaking, graphically
Mhm.
speaking, I'm sure that you know Unreal Engine will disappoint.
Mm.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, but no.
Yeah.
Another reason why I think they went with this decision is the scalability. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
for
Mhm.
that Unreal Engine allows, because a lot of games developed in Unreal Engine, you find that there's also mobile versions as well, which run pretty well.
Yeah.
And as I'm saying this so they said later this year the trilogy will be released,
Yeah.
right? So we can expect it, before the end of the year we'll have the definitive
Literally.
edition out. But the early next year, the first half, I think they said the first quarter of next year, the trilogy, the definitive edition, will be also released on iOS and Android. So,
Well.
mhm.
Oh, sorry, sorry. I interrupted you. You can carry on.
Oh, so but I was just saying that, meaning that they won't build different versions of
Hmm.
these games for also mobile. So they'll just like scale it and make sure that it's also able to run on mobile. So let's not have our expectations too high on the
Yeah.
when it comes to the graphics. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
let's think about that. The little brothers of the platforms, like the mobile side, will also have
Mhm.
to be able to run these games. So yeah, don't expect some crazy ray tracing and all that. Yeah.
I mean, Samsung will have ray tracing in their phone, so
Oh yeah, I guess, but
yeah. So
they'll probably look also for medium end devices to also be able to run them as well. So
yeah.
yeah, and so I'm saying, when it comes to graphics, like graphical improvements. On that note, like my expectations are not like that sky high, like GTA 5 level. I'm just thinking about maybe PlayStation 3 type of level,
I mean,
PlayStation 3.
that's not too bad actually. That's not too
Mm,
bad. Like considering they're porting it to scaling it to mobile phones. So
mm. That's pretty, yes.
considering PS3, yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I remember playing GTA San Andreas on my phone back in high
Mm.
school as well. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It was an okay
Yeah,
experience.
it was okay. It wasn't console or PC level, but
Yeah.
it was alright.
Yeah, diff. Another thing, one thing also when they say, one thing that they said they're gonna try and keep the classic feel and look of the classics. One thing I hope they don't change, right, is the music.
Oh man,
The music made the games for me. Like the
hands down,
music, hands down, the music was great. For me
hands.
personally, I enjoyed Vice City's music a bit more. I feel like they had one of the dopest radio stations. I mean,
Okay,
if you listen to the, oh yeah, you've never played Vice City as much, right?
no,
But
no.
if you do once you, I don't know if they do maintain and keep the licensing and the music and all of that the same way, you're gonna have the time of your life listening to the crap they say in those radio stations. Like the OGs would know who was Fernando Martinez. Oh, bro, Fernando Martinez on
Nah.
Emotion. Oh, that was like my favorite radio station, and they played some good oldies, so like the Bee Gees and I think they also had Phil Collins in there.
Mhm.
Oh, like yeah, great music,
Ah,
great music,
man.
and even San
Um,
Andreas and and GTA 3 had great music. So I
I
hope they
wanted
don't change the music.
I wanted to get to some San Andreas, dude. My favorite radio station it depends on the weather. When it's raining in San Andreas, I would
Yeah,
like to
yeah,
listen to like the old country music. I forgot the name of
yeah.
the radio
I remember.
station.
Yeah, I remember. Oh, that's
Yeah,
some good music. The country radio station.
yeah, it
Mhm.
really did. But when you're taking a cool summer drive, in the what are those cars called again that can bounce and stuff like that?
I forgot. But I think I know the one which had the wonky controls, like it was hard to
Yeah, yeah,
use.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Those cars, man.
Mhm.
I would like to just listen to "Hold the Line" by Toto while
On
driving
the
past the
line.
sea. Like,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I just, man. Honestly, just being able to listen to the music and just like drive around, San Andreas, Las Venturas. It was,
It just added and contributed like a great part on the experience of those games. I
yeah,
mean, I feel like, yeah, I think I'm gonna sound like a Vice City a Vice City super fan, but Vice City did a good job with bringing you into that 80s vibe,
mhm,
right? And a big thing was the music. The music really helped to bring into that 80s vibe. Even the aesthetic, that neon aesthetic of because Vice City is modeled after Miami, right? And I've never
yeah,
been to Miami personally, right? But
yeah.
I have a perspective of how it was back in the 80s. You feel me? And that's because of the music and just the whole aesthetic of the game. So yeah, please don't touch the music. And I know that in San Andreas when they released the remastered version of San Andreas later on, some of the music was gone as well. Like
Yeah.
so
Ah,
I'm afraid that they might do something to the music. And
do
I hope
something,
they don't
yeah.
do something. I hope they renew these licenses. Come on, Rockstar. I mean, you're a big ass company. You got the money.
You got
Just
money, man.
just relicense that music because I want the
Yeah.
original music in the game. I don't want them to change it or anything like that. Please, 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 please.
Because it's like the same thing with Saints Row 3. Remember
Mhm,
Saints Row 3, like the remastered edition.
mhm.
They renewed all the licenses for the song, and even remember the mission where you jumping out of the helicopter. I
Yeah,
think it
yeah.
was the first mission. Yeah, they kept the song.
Uh-huh.
Power by Kanye West. They kept the same
Yeah.
song. So Rockstar, you guys probably have more money than them, so please.
Please, please keep the music.
Yeah.
Another thing I'm worried about, right? When I think about these games, specifically, actually, yeah, all three of these games, they were pretty gruesome for a
Oh.
young audience. I mean, they were
Oh yeah.
very. I mean, they had some of their dark moments. They really
Yeah.
had some of their dark moments. And so what I'm trying to say is, if they're gonna try and keep the classic look and feel of these games, please do not censor the missions.
I mean, I'm not sure if you remember this, but remember there was two GTA versions. There was
Mhm.
the rest of the world one and the one for Japan.
Yeah.
And the one in Japan was censored.
Yes.
So most of the things that you'd see in the game, like the rest of the world version, you wouldn't
Mhm.
find them in Japan. So like when there was blood, you'd look down, there's nothing. You just see like a body on the street or something like that.
Mm.
And when you'd walk over it, no blood stains or anything like that. And
Mm. Yeah, which
yeah,
sucks. And thing is, you know what makes it, because we're now at a weird time in
hmm,
society. We're now at a weird, not like we're in a time where everything offends someone. You
yeah,
know, like if you say something, it most likely would offend someone. And so, a lot of things are censored these days. There's a lot of censorship going around, and
hmm,
gaming has suffered a lot. Just in general, gaming has suffered a lot from censorship.
yeah,
Because certain things can't be said in games, certain things can't be done in games. Because they just they might not sit well with certain groups of people or a certain age or something like that.
hmm,
So they're gonna try and censor. So I hope they don't censor the missions. I mean, for example, in Vice City, there's a mission where you have to kill this other person with a chainsaw.
yeah.
You feel me? And if you guys have watched Scarface, if you watched Scarface, the movie on
Uh,
so like the mafia movie. Okay, well, in Scarface, right? There's a part where people are killing each other with chainsaws.
yeah.
Right. So and Vice City, if you watch Scarface and you play Vice City, you can see the inspiration, for how Scarface was an inspiration to some of the parts of Vice City. But yeah, chainsaws, killing people with chainsaws. So just think about that. That's a bit mental. Like the idea behind it is a bit mental, like killing people with chainsaws, right? So that's something that if censorship is going to be is going to play a part in the remastered versions of the trilogy, that's probably one of the missions which might get censored.
I mean, there's also a mission in GTA 3 where someone is pushed out of a building and they, get skewered. So
Yeah,
that might also get censored.
and in GTA 3, there's another mission where this guy kills like a couple of people. Like I think he had hired some thieves, he killed them, and he turned them to dog meat. He
Dude,
killed them and turned them to dog
and the
meat.
dog meat.
He did the
So
same thing with his wife, and it because I think she was having an affair on him, and
mhm.
he tried to kill the boyfriend, but the boyfriend killed him first. And
Dude,
yeah, and you were the protagonist, right? And you were
mhm.
basically responsible for transporting these people to that guy's butchery, so he can kill them and turn them to dog meat. So it just shows how you know. As a protagonist, you didn't care of what was happening to these people.
Yeah,
You were just like,
yeah.
"Hey, man, just pay me my money."
And
And
I'll be
yeah,
out here, man.
hey,
Just
you do
that's
what?
it.
Hey, turn them to dog meat, cat meat, whatever. Yeah, just give me my money. So that's some pretty dark. That's
Yeah,
some
that's some
dark
really
stuff
stuck,
right there.
dude.
Um,
So, but yeah, hopefully, Rockstar doesn't censor these things because
mm,
they did make the game. They didn't like make the game, but
mhm.
it was part of the game. That added to the experience. I
Yeah,
feel.
yeah, definitely. But like I said, we're in a weird time today
Yeah,
where a lot of things are forced. Like censorship is forced on a lot of things. So even if that happens, I understand if they get strong armed. But I'm gonna be very upset
yeah. A lot
because
of people would definitely
yeah,
be upset because playing the game as it was, and
mm,
those things changing because of the times that we're living in right now.
yeah.
Yeah, people
No.
that grew up playing this game, it it wouldn't feel right.
It wouldn't
You
feel right, bro. It
Yeah,
wouldn't
you
feel
feel hard
right.
done by. Okay, you really
Yeah,
feel hard
it
done by.
wouldn't feel right. So please don't censor the missions. Another thing Rockstar has been working on with this other company. What's the name of this company? This company which has been suing the mod community. Which has been helping keep these games alive, the
Oh
trilogy,
yeah, yeah,
right? Because a lot of
mhm,
people like the mods basically help these games stay alive because they
yeah,
they, they they made the experience playing them on modern platforms a bit easier, especially on PC. These
yeah.
mods really help these games run on PC and all that. So
I
if
remember. I remember the
Mhm,
first that I had in GTA, San
mhm,
Andreas specifically.
yeah,
Uh, basically had all the cars that you find in real life, and there were
oh
points where
yeah,
you had to refill the gas, and like it would
mm,
run out of petrol, so you'd be driving, and the faster you drive, so it had like realistic type of vibe.
mm,
So you'd be driving, and the faster you drive, the more petrol you burn type of vibe, and and it had quote unquote realistic graphics. wasn't
Yeah.
really that realistic.
But
But
yeah, it was a bit
yeah,
better compared to that current version, right?
yeah, definitely. Like it had some ray tracing vibes, even though my GPU does not support ray tracing.
Uh-huh.
You know, because there'd be reflections, there'd be rain where you'd like step, and then you'd basically interact with the rain. You know, like
Yeah, the
actually.
puddles. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So I hope Rockstar finds a way to work with modders. Like I mean, there's a couple of games already nowadays which are supporting their mod communities, and they are working with them, to make
Mhm.
their games a bit better. So we saw
Mm.
this step done with Cyberpunk, where
Cyberpunk, yeah.
they brought in the modders to help them make the game a better
They're
game.
hiring those
Yes.
guys. They're hiring those guys to make it a better game. So Rockstar, come on, man. You can see the trend here.
But I think it's a business decision for them, because I guess they want these people to stop, creating these mods and take down the modded games or modded versions of the games, because they want people to buy the definitive edition. So
I
they
mean,
like, yeah.
fair enough, yeah, but once you're done with a game, what then? It's not like it's gonna keep bringing people back to play the game. It's just okay, we're done. We can't do anything extra because there's this one GTA mod that actually adds more missions to the game.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
I haven't actually tried it out, but once I watched it, I actually re-downloaded GTA San Andreas and I wanted to try it out, but it was far into the game, so I was like, nah, man.
yeah.
But
Yeah, and you're afraid it's gonna mess up with your save files and everything.
yeah, definitely. So yeah, if a Rockstar could actually work with the modding community,
Mhm.
it could keep the game alive after someone is done playing it, because I'm not sure if they're gonna maybe release like an online version of the game. I don't think they're gonna release online versions of the game, well,
Mhm.
to be able to play online. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's not neat. For me personally, I don't think it's necessary, especially for the first 2, 3, and Vice City, because they didn't
Oh
have an
yeah, yeah,
online feature. But
yeah.
San Andreas, you could play LAN. You could
Oh
play
yeah,
LAN,
LAN. Yeah,
right?
that
So I
that,
feel
that
like
was
that part they can
exception.
keep, because
Yeah.
you could play with your friend. I go on one seat, you go to the other seat, you control the gun, I control the car. To
Mhm.
drive by shootings, all that type of
Yeah, or you
stuff.
could 1v1.
Oh, we could 1v1, that type of vibe.
Yeah.
So yeah, they could keep that. But I don't think an online feature for these games is necessary.
Yeah,
Personally.
it
That's how
really
I
is.
just personally
It is.
feel. Um
Yeah.
One big change that they did mention, or that's been going around, is that Claude, the protagonist in GTA 3, is gonna have a
Mhm.
voice. He's gonna speak.
Lovely, dude.
For y'all who have never played 3,
Lovely.
right? Especially the new kids, the new generation,
Mhm.
those who only played 5 and maybe 4,
Yeah, maybe.
who are not cultured.
Yeah,
Claude, the protagonist in GTA 3, right? Claude doesn't say anything,
never
right?
spoke.
He's mute. And, I guess at that time, yeah, because like it was the first 3D version of the game
Mhm.
of Grand Theft Auto. So I guess, yeah, they decided not to make
Yeah.
him speak. So, anyways, they are now gonna add a voice character. So they're gonna add some,
Yeah.
and this could go two ways: either really good or really
Oh,
bad,
really bad.
because this is
Yeah,
gonna greatly affect of how the game feels, right?
because you'd expect him not to say anything, and then all of a sudden, yo, what's up, man?
Yeah, and oh, he has a weird voice. So it's like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
oh, I didn't
and
expect this.
it might also affect the game, because remember in San Andreas there's this one mission
Mhm.
where I'm not sure. Do you remember Catalina?
Yeah, I remember Catalina.
Yeah, I remember she got with him.
Yeah, and yeah, because and Claude is also there
Yeah,
in the
in GTA
mission.
San Andreas,
Yeah.
and he didn't speak. So
Mhm.
what if you play San Andreas and he still doesn't speak? So
Mm.
yeah, I feel like if they're gonna make him speak in 3, then it's only fair if they do it in San Andreas. I
Yeah,
mean,
true.
he's only there for like one mission and for like a couple of seconds in the cutscene,
Mm.
but it would still be cool to hear him speak in both
And say
games.
something. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. But yeah, like I said, that's a big change. That's a
Hmm.
really big change. But I'm hopeful for Rockstar, because I mean, they have done great when it comes to like characters and characterization and all that. They've done a
Hmm.
great job. I mean, one of my favorite characters has to be, if actually no, my favorite character, my favorite protagonist within the GTA series has to be Tommy Vercetti. Tommy Vercetti is the
Ah,
OG, man. Hey, Tommy Vercetti, that's the OG. Like if you once you play Vice City, you'll know what I mean, right?
okay, okay, okay.
He was actually voiced by Ray Liotta. Do you know Ray Liotta?
Not at all, man.
He's have you watched Goodfellas before? Goodfellas, the mafia movie, that mafia movie.
Nope.
Man. Okay, you know what?
Nah, man.
After this recording, we're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch Goodfellas. Hey,
Okay,
dog.
fine,
Hey,
fine,
we have to
fine.
get you cultured. But yeah, Goodfellas is one of those classic mafia movies. I'm sure you've seen the meme. Have you seen that meme of that guy laughing like he's in a restaurant? He's like
I watched the movie.
yeah. You see, he's
I watched the
probably
movie.
yeah,
I just
yeah.
forgot the name of the movie. I
So
watched it.
you
Yeah.
see the main character in that movie? Yeah,
Mhm.
that's Ray Liotta, and that's the guy who voiced Tommy Vercetti.
Oh, dang.
Right. So
Yeah.
they know how to pick the right people. I mean, Officer Tenpenny in San Andreas is voiced by Samuel L.
Samuel
Jackson,
L. Jackson.
the legend. You
The
feel me?
man.
So
Yes.
so they have a really good cast of people within the game. So and they know how to add, weird characters, especially from Vice City going forward. That's when you saw that Rockstar. I don't know what they be thinking there in the background. Some of the things that
Yeah.
the people say there, and some of the things that you hear on the radio, like I said, is just
Yeah.
you stop and you're like, wait,
Wait, what? Did I hear
what,
that right?
what did they say? You feel me?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, so it really makes the game, colorful in that sense, So I wonder what's gonna happen with GTA 3, right? Are they gonna spice up the personalities as well with adding the voice, Claude having dialogue? Because like obviously when you're doing certain missions and doing some parts of the cutscenes in GTA 3, you just hear the person giving you the mission talking. You just hear him
Yeah.
giving you the mission, giving you the rundown and saying,
And Claude
okay,
doesn't respond, yeah.
yeah, Claude just goes, he just nods his head.
Yeah.
He does this, all the time. Man's agreeing to everything, dog. Man's not denying. Man's agreeing to everything, Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. I'm pretty sure if you had a sister, go and kill your sister.
Mm.
And the hands are like this,
Yeah, this is one finger. This is one thing.
Oh no, wouldn't they separate the thumbs sometimes? Like,
I mean, yeah, sometimes, but generally, like, even in San Andreas, dude, this was one thing.
yeah, the graphics were pretty garbage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But like when I look at the game, sometimes when I look at some of the screenshots and everything, I'm like, yo, this is a lot of work.
Yeah, it honestly was.
It's gonna
Not
be a
was.
lot.
It honestly is.
To remaster these and make them acceptable into today's
Especially
standards.
San Andreas, dude. Especially San Andreas, because I think San Andreas right now, like in the GTA right now, still has the biggest map.
Oh yeah, San Andreas has
Yeah.
the biggest map, and that's another thing, right? Vice City had the smallest map, which sucked. Like I mean, the map was fun, right? It was fun, but it had the smallest map. And one thing some people are expecting, I saw someone saying, "Oh, they're gonna make the city, the Vice City map bigger," and I'm like, okay, let's not push it. Okay?
Yeah,
Let's not
come on,
push it.
come on.
But yeah, San Andreas, that's a lot of work, bruh. Phew,
Yeah.
that map was big. It's bigger than GTA 5, right?
Yeah, it is. Because it's
Sheesh.
GTA 5 plus a couple more
Yeah.
places to visit. Yeah,
So yeah, San Andreas is gonna be a lot of work.
yeah,
A lot.
and what I feel they could add as well to San Andreas is like a waypoint system. Because when you pin a mark on GTA San Andreas, you just be like, okay, I have to head there. I don't know how I'm gonna get there, but I have
the
to
dots.
yeah,
You
that's
just put a dot, and then you have to find a way
but
there.
I have to get there. Yeah, if there is a waypoint system, that would really really be cool and appreciated because
Definitely,
yeah,
definitely.
yeah,
Because you outdrive. But honestly, I enjoyed the drives. But
Yeah,
also,
yeah.
another thing that was wonky in terms of the gameplay in San Andreas was the car driving. I mean, sometimes the cars would just go a bit too fast.
yeah,
And then you just like lose control of the car. You're like, whoa. So
yeah.
I mean, the driving was decent, but like I feel like it could be better. It could be better. Within San Andreas. And to be honest, in terms of gameplay, right, and content, I'm really excited for San Andreas.
Yeah, definitely. I think
They had a lot of stuff
that's
there.
it. That's dude, that was literally hands down the longest GTA game and the most fulfilling. I played the
Yeah.
game twice. I finished it twice, man.
Yeah,
And it was
couldn't go on
really
3 times. Couldn't go on 3 times. I also finished it twice. I couldn't go on the third time. I was like, yo, this thing is long,
Yeah,
dog.
this thing is really long, and it was the most fulfilling and the most had the most content because
Yeah, definitely. It had a lot of things. Remember, there was a driving school where you could like
Mhm.
learn to drive and
in
like
a flying school.
Yeah, and there's a flying school. There's a lot of content within GTA San Andreas. I feel like it even has more content than GTA 5. And
Yeah, it
actually, no, it
definitely does.
does. It
Yeah, it does.
does.
It does.
You know,
Definitely
just
does. Probably not on the online scene, but
oh, yeah, yeah.
yeah, it
But
definitely does.
on
Yeah.
the campaign side, that it was just a lot. Sheesh.
But once you actually finished everything,
Mhm.
it was really good. Like, there was a point where I had, I think, 80% gang like territory in San in San Andreas, and I was like, yeah, man, I'm the
I don't know.
man.
I don't know. I don't know. I think I did. I covered like me and my younger brother, especially my younger brother. My younger brother grinded San Andreas hard.
Whoa,
But you see,
whoa,
my younger brother, he grinded the game.
yeah,
I think I don't know if he got almost like the whole map green.
really?
Almost the whole map was green. I was like,
Whoa,
damn, this boy.
dude.
you know, I mean,
Yeah.
I did grind it hard, but like, yo, my younger brother went on. Like, even after finish the campaign, he still grinded hard, dog. And he didn't
Mm,
stop for nobody.
mm.
So, yeah, he's also excited for San Andreas a lot. He's
Yeah,
really
yeah, yeah,
excited for San
definitely,
Andreas.
definitely. I feel like a lot of people who are waiting on these games will
Mhm.
definitely be excited about what they can offer. What Rockstar also has to offer, especially with San Andreas,
Yeah.
as you said, yeah, especially with
Just
San
it's
Andreas.
just a lot of content. And also like the customizations were good. Like the fact that
Mhm.
you could go to the gym and work out and all that.
Or you could just type buff me up and
Oh yeah, the cheat codes. Oh yeah,
yeah,
that's another thing.
the
Like
cheat codes, yeah.
preserving the cheat codes. I mean, I never touched the cheat codes. Right, I
No,
never
but like,
used the cheat codes. Right,
what
but
about what about when you finish the game? What about when you finish the game? Then
still, I never really did
really,
use the cheat codes.
really.
Yeah,
So you don't know he's so yeah.
no, I'm sorry.
Nah, man, that's where I learned how to type fast, man. He's so yeah, because
What did that do?
basically, if your car's about to explode, type he's so yeah, cars
Huh?
like instantly fixed, and you have like full health and stuff like that.
Oh
And
yeah.
then when it's like a 5-star chase, man, your car's about to blow. He's so yeah, and
Oh
chucks,
wait. Oh yeah,
yeah,
I thought there's another one I know where like if you have like a lot of stars, you can like wipe out all the stars and then you
yeah,
back to you're good again. But yeah, I know a lot. I have a lot of friends who who had a good time with cheats, and I know they're gonna be sad and disappointed if the cheats get removed.
yeah. I
Right?
mean, cheats like added some sort of spice to the game,
Yeah, they added the extra thrill to them. So
Yeah,
yeah, please don't remove the cheats, Rockstar. Please don't remove the cheats. One thing also I wanted to mention, besides like which is a big thing that Rockstar did was that they have removed the trilogy, the original
Mhm.
versions of the game off any marketplace. So basically, you can't buy the original versions of San Andreas, Vice City, or 3 anywhere.
Yeah,
Unless you find the hard copy versions of the games,
yeah.
but like the digital copies, you can't get them anywhere anymore. So
Mhm.
basically, they're pushing people to buy the definitive edition, right? And it
Yeah,
makes
if they
sense.
want to relive the gameplay of
Mhm,
um, you know, the trilogy, basically,
mhm.
gonna have to rebuy
Yeah,
the definitive edition. So
yeah, and it makes sense, right? From a business perspective, you don't want to do a remaster and work so hard on these old games just for them not to get bored off. You want them to be played. You want them, you want people to buy them. Basically, you want people
yeah,
to buy
yeah,
them.
basically,
This is a move for them for
basically.
people to buy. Okay, so they want them to get bought out. So, and personally, like I said, I'm not my expectations aren't too high, right?
Mhm.
They're low, but at the same time, like I'm somewhere in the middle. I don't know if that makes sense, but
Yeah,
I'm just saying that I'm not expecting the whole world, but at the same time, I'm not expecting it to be that gobble.
yeah.
Um,
So you just on
Somewhere
the
in the
fence, and
middle. Mm,
you don't have too many expectations. You don't
mm,
have no expectations. You just like, okay, yeah, whatever happens, happens.
yeah, and to be honest, I'm a bit skeptical about this decision they've made of removing the games because I mean, I would have loved to buy them again, because I would like to buy the digital versions. Like let's say someone who has never played them, like if they're curious and want to check out how they looked back in the day, I feel like that option should be there. You feel me? Without you having to hunt for them, because just think about the people who own the hard copies. I mean, you could make some money out of that.
Yeah, they can make it collectibles
It
and
collects this
just
item, yeah, because now they're going
yeah.
to be rare. They're going to be collector's items now,
Hmm.
and so people who have never played the original versions will never get to experience the games how they were raw.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So
So
I guess that sucks in a way, but I understand it from a business perspective that they want to make sure that people buy out the
People buy the
definitive
game.
edition.
Yeah.
And but another thing that I would love to see coming to GTA, especially Vice City and GTA 3, is it being ported on, like them adding 60 FPS. Because I remember
Oh
if you'd
yes.
remove the frame cap, right, and you'd allow the game to go up to 60 frames per second, your game would it would
Yeah.
go unplayable.
It would basically break.
It would break, yeah, it would break.
Yeah.
So hopefully they add, some, they increase the frame rates on those games so you can play the games on 60 FPS. I would love
But
for that to be an option.
I feel like they would, because moving on to newer generation newer
Mhm.
console, like the gen consoles,
Yeah, yeah.
they have increased like most, if not all games, actually all games,
Mhm.
like to have the performance or the quality, presets. So performance, obviously you're gonna have your full 60 FPS. So I feel like they will, release the cap on the 30 FPS for
Yeah.
3
Oh,
and Vice City. So
yeah, hopefully, because like, hey, dog, it'll just be an extra, extra
mm,
sizzle to the experience. It'll just make the games a bit more enjoyable and they'll feel a bit more modern, like
yeah,
especially for the
and they
younger
did say
audience.
they're gonna add some modern features. So
Yeah,
hey.
hopefully, yeah, hopefully that those are part of the modern features within the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, so hopefully Rockstar doesn't mess this up. I
Yeah.
hope
I
Rockstar
mean,
doesn't mess this up.
so far they haven't taken any L. So
Uh,
far, so
yeah, I guess
yeah.
I guess I haven't really complained as much. When it comes to Grand Theft Auto series specifically, I haven't complained
Yeah.
that much when it comes to it. So I
Yeah.
hope I hope they do justice to it. They do justice to it. One thing I'd love maybe later on. Maybe I'm being a bit ambitious,
Yeah.
right? But
This is
please,
another thing that you'd love to
I
add.
would, I don't know. No, this is like I would love for them to add the other two games, Vice City Stories and Liberty City Stories, to the remastered list. Maybe not now, maybe sometime
Mm.
in the future. But I'd love to play those games again, but on
Yeah.
PC because
Yes.
yeah,
So people, like you said earlier, people will be able to experience the full story and how it connects. So
yeah. I mean, like I said, Vice City Stories is like a good, a prequel to Vice City, so people know what's happening. Spoiler alert! It's not a big spoiler, but in Vice City, in the first in the first scene of Vice City, you are doing a drug deal, and you have to get a briefcase from these two brothers, where they give you drugs and you give them money. But then the deal gets jeopardized, right? And that's how the story kicks off. So the guys who are delivering the drugs are the Vance brothers, and those Vance brothers, they are talked about in Vice City Stories, right? So it connects to that, and also the guy who gets killed is Lance's brother, the older brother who was in the military, the protagonist in Vice City Stories, Vic.
oh,
He's the guy
well,
who dies.
I have seen like a couple of clips of Vice City Stories, and I saw that the main character, or the protagonist,
Mhm.
is a guy who's wearing military pants. And
Yeah,
so
that's Vic. That's Vic Vance. He's the protagonist.
I see.
They did him dirty in Vice City though. They did him dirty in Vice City though, and I didn't notice this till I played Vice City Stories. I played Vice City Stories after playing Vice City,
Oh
right?
yeah.
But Vic's voice is different. Vic is different in Vice City and Vice. I couldn't tell that was the same person because
Mm.
until I played again, until I played Vice City again after playing Vice City Stories, and I was like, wait, this is Vic. And how
But
did I
that's not
notice
true.
this? But like, you know what happened? If you
Mhm.
look at how he walks in the game, he looks like he's old. He looks like he has some back problems and he's struggling to walk and everything. He looks like he's disabled in a way, right? So yeah, it's like, okay, what happened? Because apparently, according to the timeline, Vice City Stories happens 2 years before Vice City, right? So in 2 years, you're telling me that guy aged that much? Because they said there's rumor saying that he's like around his mid 30s, and someone in his mid 30s doesn't walk like that or doesn't look like
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
right? And another
Jeez.
thing, Vic's voice changed as well. It's not the same person who voiced Vic. The person who voiced Vic in Vice City is not the same person who voiced Vic in Vice City
Vice
Stories,
City Stories.
because he sounds Latino in No, seriously. If you listen to, if you watch, if you can go to YouTube now and look at the opening scene,
Hmm.
you can hear him. He says something. Grade A Colombian, my friend. We have a deal, and they're like, wait, this okay? Yeah, I thought he was Colombian or something, or from one of the land countries. But he's African American. If you play Vice City Stories, he's an African American character.
Yeah, I can see. I can see. Yeah, yeah. I
Even
saw.
Lance in Vice City, you can see he's an African American. He's a black person. So
Mhm.
I don't know why. So I don't know. Maybe Rockstar could change that to make it make sense. Because right now it doesn't make sense. It
But
doesn't make
that's. I,
sense.
I feel like that's only gonna happen if they actually remaster Vice City Stories and well, just Vice City Stories in this case, because
No,
they have
even
to
not
fix.
that. I mean, the guy only shows up for a second in Vice City. So I don't think it's that hard. Just call the
Okay,
guy
okay.
and be like, "Yo, bruh, I can come to the studio real quick. Just want to record these couple of lines. Easy."
Hey man, I'm gonna charge you a million for those couple of minutes.
Hey, do what they must. I mean, like I said, Rockstar has money, dog. Rockstar has
Yeah,
money. How they owe
yeah,
us. They owe us, bruh. Because what I feel the definitive edition is, I just feel like this is just a delay tactic, honestly.
yeah. It,
I
it it
mean,
honestly feels like a stopgap
mm,
to GTA 6. To
mm.
keep people from going out of control. Because yeah, a lot of people are really wanting GTA 6 now,
Yeah,
but
we need
hey, hey,
GTA
hey,
6. I mean,
GTA 5 remastered.
if there's a couple of things that I have to mention, right, that
Mhm.
humanity needs is one, we need a cure for cancer,
Yeah.
right? We need to end world hunger. We need to stop wars. We need to, we'd like for the lockdown and coronavirus to end.
Yeah, yeah,
And we'd
definitely.
like for GTA 6 to be released.
that
That's one of the
has
things that we need.
that
In
is one of the things that have plagued us for the longest, man.
Exactly. We need GTA 6. So if they could release GTA 6, that's one less problem humanity has to face. And
Mhm.
when I heard about this definitive edition, I was like, oh, okay, I see you, Rockstar. I see you. I see what you're doing. You're just trying to make
Yeah,
us minds. You want us to
yeah.
relax. So
Hmm.
you're like, oh, because I think they've released a billion remasters of GTA 5. The people are getting
Yeah,
sick of it now. So now they're
yeah.
like, okay, issue needs to come out something better. Let's give
Trilogy.
them this trilogy, definitive edition.
Yeah, there you
Tata,
go.
tata. Yeah, you
There you go.
you chew on this. You chew on
Hmm.
this. And the thing is, Rockstar hasn't really confirmed much about, or if anything, about GTA 6 at this point.
Nothing.
So
Yeah, basically nothing.
it might not even ever be released. That's still a possibility. And that's scary to think. For me personally, that's a scary thought. But I feel like this definitive edition is just like a delay tactic for them to do something about it. So
Yeah, it's definitely like a stopgap technique.
mm,
Just like how other companies which how they generally release multiple devices within the same year. This is
yeah.
phones, by the way. But then they run out of ideas and be like, okay, what can we do now? Let's just release mid-range phones to
Mm,
calm down the masses and stuff like
uh.
that. So yeah,
It's like when
definitely feels like one of those
Samsung
tactics.
it's like when Samsung released this version, the FE. What version of what phone was it? But
The
they
the
released
S the S20 FE, right?
yeah, the S20 FE. Yeah, it was basically this S20, but just like a bit dumbed down, right? Just a bit
Hmm.
dumbed down. So, I guess for people to minds or something like that. So I
Yeah,
feel like that's the same thing with the definitive edition. Not exactly, but it's just
yeah, in
they're
a way,
just releasing this just for us to relax. And
and
maybe so this is probably
stop
another
talking about
5 years. This is
stakes.
probably another 5 years of waiting. So we'll wait for another probably 5 years. So
Dude,
2026, yay!
dude, you will find
GTA.
speedrunners finishing that game in a day. Finish all three games in a day.
Dog,
A speedrunner did.
nah, I'm not gonna do that to myself, dog. I'm not gonna do that to myself. Hell no. But yeah, so GTA, so Rockstar is probably gonna delay GTA 6 a bit more. And to be honest, I'm not mad at them. Okay, I mean I think this year and last year has proven a lot to us. Actually, the past couple of years in gaming has proven a lot to us that we should not rush games,
Yeah.
especially games we're really hyped about. Let's not
Mhm.
rush them.
Cyberpunk.
eFootball, you know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
let's not rush them. If they're not
Yeah.
ready, they're not ready.
Hmm.
So me personally, as a fan, I'm pissed for waiting this long.
But at the
But
same time,
at the same time, I'd rather wait and get a good game than wait and be disappointed.
yeah. and actually get it early and be disappointed.
Yeah, get it early and be disappointed. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
Rockstar, take your time, but not forever, because we're gonna ride the streets if you take forever.
I
But
mean, we've waited almost a decade. What's a couple more years?
what's a couple of more years, man? But yeah, I guess that's been my thoughts on GTA and the definitive edition. Do you have any extra thoughts on it?
No, you basically said everything that needs
Yeah,
to
I
be
guess.
said, dude.
Yeah, this is basically it's just us covering, Grand Theft Auto. I mean, like we grew up on Grand Theft Auto. Like I said, everyone. I remember I knew the words Grand Theft Auto before I knew, before I've even played the game. You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I grew up at Josie. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in Josie. You feel me? Josie is not Joburg. There's Josie, there's Joburg. I grew up in
Yeah.
Josie. And and most of us stay in Josie, right? Our parents couldn't afford to get us consoles or PCs, so we used to go to the game shops to play these games. The store owners would set up one PlayStation and then would line there just to play. It's just for us to get a chance. And some internet cafes used to dedicate a couple of computers so they can install games on them and have kids play. And that's how they made a lot of money, those internet cafes, because kids would camp at those internet cafes. Like they would stay there for hours on end playing GTAs and all that at those internet cafes. You feel me? So GTA is an important part to our culture. Okay. So Rockstar, I want to say it again. Don't mess this up. Especially since they removed the old versions of the game out of all the marketplaces and the stores. So don't mess this up, please.
Bottom line.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
Because like I say, it's part of the culture. But yeah, that's been this today's episode of the of the podcast. It's like we dedicated a whole episode just to GTA. So you see how important this is close to our hearts. This is that important for us. And yeah, hopefully they don't mess this up. But yeah, that's been today's episode, ladies and gents. We hope you enjoyed your time with us. And if you have any input, and if you guys have any thoughts or opinions that you'd like to add on today's topic, be sure to comment your opinions and thoughts in the comment section. Would like to engage with you guys. We're responding. You know what I'm saying? We respond.
Yes.
So yeah, we'd like to engage with y'all and just further the conversation until the release. And definitely when it gets released, I'm gonna buy it, and we're gonna give you guys our first impressions of the game.
Definitely gonna play it as well, indeed. Definitely. Yeah, and we also speak about the enhancements that they talked about, in the modern day features.
Yeah.
So
basically give our first impressions of the game. Actually, you know what we should do? We should do a national or international GTA week where the game comes out, everyone plays that. No one plays any other game. Maybe that's being a bit too ambitious. But
yeah, that is a bit ambitious. Because some people make their livelihood off of other games.
Yeah, tell your boss, can I take a leave of absence today? He's like, what's going on today? It's the definitive edition. Oh, take as much time as you need, man. Take as much time as you need. Because you probably also know the importance of of playing these games. So yeah, but like I said, when the games get released, I'll definitely cop. Oh yeah, the prices have been leaked apparently. Like there's rumors. Apparently it's gonna go around
about the prices,
$70 or something.
Yeah, but so that's all 3 games. Yeah, so yeah, but for oldish games, that is a bit of a stretch type.
Yeah, I mean, they used to be cheaper alone. So yeah, now we'll see. Yeah. But yeah, let's just wrap it up. I mean, we've been trying to wrap it up for a minute now.
Yeah.
We're jumping back into the conversation.
Oh, but wait. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification to be notified whenever we release a video.
Yes, definitely. Hit the notification bell so you guys know when we're releasing a new episode. And if you guys enjoy this, leave us a thumbs up. Help us. Still new into this podcasting thing. And and also if you guys have any thoughts and opinions on how we're doing this, and you'd like for us to switch it up a bit on certain elements here and there to make it more entertaining for you guys, do like I said, comment in the comment section. And you can also catch this podcast on other streaming platforms as well. I think we're on Deezer, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts. We're going to be added on Google Podcasts as well soon. So yeah, we'll make sure that you guys can get it everywhere and anywhere. So you have no excuses. Right? You have no excuses.
Yes.
But yeah, I think you can wrap it up here. It's been your boy Perfect.
And it's been Jude. Still no outro, but we are signing out.
Yeah, we're signing out. So be sure to stay good. I think for now we're gonna stay with that one. Stay good. Yeah. And
drink lots of water.
Drink lots of water. Be healthy. It's hot. It's hot these days. Yeah. So yeah, anyways, cheers ladies and gents, and we'll catch you guys in the next episode.